My daughter's voice trembled from behind me, barely more than a whisper. "Dad, something's off about this place." I turned, heart suddenly taut, just as sirens sliced through the stillness outside. Red and blue lights flashed against the curtains, washing the room in chaos. Then came the knock, loud, sharp, unrelenting. "Police! Clear out now!" I swung open the door, confusion thick in my chest. A uniformed officer stood there, his face drawn tight, eyes grim beneath the flickering porch light. "You need to leave immediately. This house is part of an active crime scene." His words struck like a blow. I froze, winded. 3 days ago, I had closed on this house with a handshake and a smile. The deal had come through Ethan Monroe, my old college friend, my daughter's godfather, a man I had trusted implicitly. We'd been through everything together: drunken dorm nights, broken relationships, business ventures that wobbled but never fell. When he offered this property, freshly renovated, tucked into a quiet, tree-lined suburb, I hadn't hesitated. It had seemed perfect, a new start, a safer place for my daughter and me. But the first night, I noticed how uneasy she was. Her eyes darted too quickly to corners. The walls creaked in ways old houses shouldn't. There was a smell beneath the paint. Faint, metallic, masked under layers of bleach. I brushed it off as nerves. New beginnings always brought ghosts. Then came the sirens, the knock, the officer's verdict. 6 months ago, a family was slaughtered inside this house. The killer had never been caught. The listing wasn't even legal. I stood there, numb. "Who sold you this place?" the officer demanded. My mouth moved, dry and reluctant. "Ethan Monroe." It felt like a betrayal laced with poison, slow but lethal. Every memory of Ethan now dripped with a venom I hadn't seen. I thought about the nights we'd shared cigars on my back porch, him talking about flipping properties, building generational wealth. I thought about how many times I'd covered for his errors in our shared ventures, how many warnings I'd dismissed because I believed he was just reckless, not malicious. But he was. He'd handed me a home soaked in horror, lied on the documents, forged a trail, and never once warned me. And I had brought my daughter into it. I didn't scream. I didn't argue. I nodded at the officer, packed a single bag, and checked us into a roadside motel. My daughter didn't ask questions. She sat on the bed, watching the shadows like they might move again. That night, I didn't sleep. I planned. The next morning, I made a call to someone I hadn't spoken to in years, a forensic accountant I'd once worked with on a buried legal case. Together, we traced the money. Shell corporations, paper-thin LLCs, cash flowing in and out like tides. Ethan had been flipping properties that were never meant to be sold. Crime scenes, foreclosure shells, houses with dark histories, all clean and falsified on paper. Then past buyers like me, he wasn't alone. I found names. A dirty cop, a title officer with a history of clerical errors, a crooked appraiser who'd pocketed more than market value would ever explain. Ethan had built a quiet empire of corruption, brick by forged brick. I didn't confront him. Not yet. I played the part of the rattled friend. I even called him, voice low and wounded. "You sold me a house of horrors, Ethan." He chuckled, unbothered. "Just business, buddy. Don't get all emotional on me." I kept my voice level. "You'll pay for this." He scoffed, full of arrogance. "Yeah, get in line." So I hunted him with precision. One by one, I dismantled the foundation he'd built. I started with the appraiser. I sent anonymous files to the licensing board, photos of him pocketing envelopes from Ethan, audio of their price-fixing talks. Within days, he vanished, fled the state. Next, the title officer. I tipped off a local investigative reporter known for her relentless exposure of corruption. By the time the evening news aired, the officer's name and image had plastered every screen. Then the cop, a man who had once shaken my hand like a protector. I sent him a copy of his own voice, a recording of him laughing about tampering with police reports. By morning, he'd resigned, but Ethan still walked around untouched, laughing at fundraisers, sealing deals with champagne in hand. I waited, patient, cold, Ready? When the charity gala came, his favorite stage, full of back-patting executives and hopeful donors, I was there, dressed sharp, face unreadable. He saw me at the bar, grinned like we were brothers still. Here to grovel? I handed him a drink. To old times, I said. He raised his glass. I leaned in. The district attorney got my file this morning. His smile faltered. You're bluffing. I straightened, eyes locked on his. Check the news in 15 minutes. He was arrested before dessert. Right there, in the spotlight he adored. Fraud. Conspiracy. Racketeering. The reporters tore him apart before the handcuffs even closed. His empire collapsed. The people he'd trusted most turned on him to save themselves. Later, I bought the house, this time through legitimate channels, from the city after it was repossessed. I demolished it, every brick, every memory, and I built something new, clean, quiet, safe, a real home for my daughter. A few months later, a letter arrived. It was from Ethan. You ruined me. I didn't open it. I didn't need to. I watched it curl to ash in the motel fireplace we hadn't used since that first night. Some betrayals bleed slow, others fast. But either way, they leave scars that teach. I learned that trust isn't gifted. It's earned, and justice, when earned, is delivered without apology.